Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually doing a review on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette that just released last week. And this was kind of an impromptu video today. I wasn't really planning on filming this, but I was Snapchatting while using this yesterday and I was expressing my opinions about it, and a lot of you guys said that you do want to see like a full review on it and know my opinions, even though pretty much everyone has uploaded their video already and there's definitely some controversy going on and the reviews are very mixed on the palette. So I thought I would come on here today and tell you guys my thoughts. I don't want this video to be super long, but I've been using this palette since I got it last week Friday, I believe. I've definitely got to try out all the shades and really tell you guys my honest opinions on the palette. So let's get into the review. First thing I want to do is insert swatches of all the shades. These actually swatch so good. They just look so pigmented and gorgeous in the swatches, which is definitely what drawn me into buying this palette. I saw all the colors and I was like, that is going to be so pretty for fall. It just has a ton of gorgeous matte colors and a lot of different like tones that I haven't seen in many other palettes, and it was just really unique to me. So I did decide to go ahead and purchase it. So I'll go ahead and insert the swatches right here. So as you can see, they are gorgeous swatches, just beautiful, stunning pigmented shades and just super soft and creamy in the pan. So I was like thinking that this was going to be so amazing, but then since I've been using it the past few days, I've kind of decided that I'm not a big fan of it and I'm probably going to be returning the palette, and here's why. So of course, you guys probably already know, but this palette has a lot of fallout. It's very powdery. You've probably seen it in a lot of people's videos, which normally I don't really have a problem if eyeshadows have fallout, whatever. Usually that means that they're just super soft and they blend out really easily. But this one is just so pigmented and powdery that it makes your eye looks very hard to blend, especially with the dark colors, and there is a lot of dark colors in this palette. Those can get messy real quick. So me personally, I really like my eyeshadows to blend well, and that is just my #1 thing with palettes. Like if they don't blend well, I almost always return the palette, even if it's just a little bit. I can't do that. It's like my #1 thing, and everyone's different. Everyone has their own opinions, and that's fine, but that is it for me. Like my eyeshadows have to be able to blend without putting in a ton of work. And I don't do a lot of colorful looks. I'll be quite honest. I'm mostly all about natural makeup, so this was definitely different for me to buy. But lately I have been like testing around with different smoky looks and dark colors, but I will admit that I'm obviously not an expert in makeup and I'm not an expert in working with super dark matte shadows like this, but I've never been disappointed in an Anastasia palette, and they've always been so easy to work with for me. I have a lot of their single shadows, which I absolutely love, and obviously I love the Modern Renaissance. I've definitely tried her older palettes too, and I've really liked them. I've never had an issue with them, so I was just like, this is gonna be easy, I'm gonna love it. I just really thought I'd love it right away, but I don't know, it was just a letdown for me, mainly because the shadows were really hard to blend. So my palette definitely looks like it's been used and abused, even though I've only had it like 4 or 5 days, not that long. They just definitely look used because there's a lot of fallout in the pans. So I could see why some people might go through a shadow very quickly with this palette. In the Modern Renaissance, it totally has a lot of fallout as well, but it's definitely not on this level as the Subculture, I have to say. So for my look today, I'm actually wearing it on my eyes right now. I decided to play with a few of the colors and try to use some different ones. So this shade Dawn I almost always use in my crease. It's a really nice transition shade if you guys have more fair skin. Otherwise, if you are deeper, you could use it as an all over lid shade to like set your primer or something like that. And then I have on this shade Destiny, this olive green. This is my first time using that one. I tried to do that in my crease area, but this shade was really hard to blend. I find with these darker shades, they're so pigmented, but they're also so powdery that when you get it, even if you tap off the excess off your brush, it just places a ton of products. You have to be super careful when you work with those. I don't like how it just deposits so much color and it's just hard to blend and it gets really muddy looking. So as you can see, I just went over and over with that shade and it's still, I'm not really pleased with the look I got from it. These dark colors are just impossible to work with for me. I also put a little bit of fudge in my outer corner. That one was really hard to work with, and I actually used to have this shade in oh, what is it, like the World Traveler palette or something, and it was not as powdery as this one. So I did try to do that one in my outer corner, and that one just kind of blended out. I don't know, it blended out fine, but it just kind of disappeared on my eye. And then I did take a little bit of this Edge color, and this one I really liked. It was a really pigmented yellow, which is really hard to find because, I don't know, yellow is hard to make. It's hard to make it vibrant, but that one you just like put it on and the color's right there. It was really pretty. So I did a little bit of that right in the inner corner. And then I did use Adorn. This is one of the shimmers in this palette. I did put that on my lid, and I do really like that color. I think it's beautiful. It's a really pretty golden bronze. I did Electric in my inner corner, and it's kind of a fun like light greeny gold. And then for my lower lash line, I tried to use Untamed. I tried to smudge that on my lower lash line, and that's one of the shades I can't stand in this palette. I actually used it yesterday in my Snapchat. I tried to actually use it in my outer corner for a smoked out look, and it literally looked like I got punched in the eye. It was bad, very bad. It was so hard to blend that color. So I think the main problem with this palette is that the shades are so pigmented but also powdery that they kind of just make a mess on the eyes. Especially with the dark mattes, it was just really hard to make those look good. And for me, they just look patchy and unblended, and they just looked like a mess on my eyes, and I don't even like my look that I came up with. So yeah, that's basically what my opinion is of this palette. Maybe I got a bad batch, maybe not, I don't know. There's so many different things going on here. People are saying all kinds of different things, I don't know. But I definitely know that while the shadows are really pigmented, it's just not something I'm gonna be reaching for. It's definitely too much effort for me, and I know it's going to be too much effort for the average person that maybe doesn't do a full face of makeup every day, or doesn't wear makeup every day, and isn't a makeup artist. So for me personally, this palette is a skip, definitely. I just don't think it's going to be worth it for the price. For how much is this palette? As much as Anastasia costs, this palette is $42. There's so much better palettes out there, and even though it has like original colors, I just can't work with the shades in this. And you know what, if you guys love the palette, that's great. I'm so glad it worked for you. It just didn't work for me. We can all have our own opinions, and that is completely fine. So let me know down below if you got the palette and if it did work for you. I would love to know. I am so happy for you. I really wish it worked for me, but I mean, I don't think I would rebuy it again, even if she did change it or repress the shadows like she said. I think I heard someone say that she was going to repress them. I just don't think I would waste my money again just because it was such a disappointment. So that is my thoughts on the Anastasia Subculture palette. Hope this review was helpful. I just know that a lot of you guys wanted to know my opinions on it, and that's my opinion. So thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.